Okay, for our correction, starting with soon. Earlier you were asking about, was it Anyang? Right? Yeah. You said, is that a river? Or actually, you said, is that river? Is it a river or not? I'm not sure, is how I would recommend saying, because the question, is that river, is sort of like a little bit more open. So if you weren't sure about it, then it would be better to state that you're not sure about it. Next, I want to decorate my room by my hand. I would like to customize my own room. Yeah. Or I would like to do some interior deco or interior decoration. Or some DIY interior deco. I'm going to show you the pictures of the before after. This is actually kind of okay. I'm going to show you the pictures of before and after. But I just want to mention the expression, the fruits of my labor. Fruits of my labor, or fruits of your labor, is basically to say that you worked very hard for something and to show what you produced. So fruits, like apples and oranges, of my labor, LABOR, like your work. So that's a really useful expression. Anytime that you have some kind of results or some kind of something that you produced that you want to show off, you want to show off the fruits of your labor. I'm going to show you, I'm sorry, I just said that. There should not be illegal things in the voting. The voting process should be monitored closely to prevent fraud. Yeah. And then you said the big sign on the street, like Gangnam Street, put a large billboard in a very busy intersection. Billboard, BILLBOARD. Izzy? I got some stage phobia. Stage fright. Stage fright is the word. Stage fright, yeah. I got learn about skill for speeching way. I picked up some useful skills for giving a speech or giving speeches. This product can only happen by drinking, so it can be a side effect to children. This product markets to drinkers. So it could be a bad influence on minors, MINORS. So different countries have different laws about what they consider to be a minor. I think in the US it's 18-year-old and younger is considered a minor, and in Korea it's maybe 19 and younger. MINOR.
So we call the minor.
Yeah, a young person who basically can't drink or vote or anything like that, they're called a minor. Basically, like a student. Daehyung? I have very lots of chance to Yoi Island. I've had a lot of chances instead of very lots, because very lots you can't really put together. So I had a lot of chances to visit Yoi Island, or I've been to Yoi Island quite a few times. Then you said, I need a spare time due to traffic. I have to, that was a little bit hard. I have to give myself some spare time because of the traffic. It's hard to say due to traffic, because due to traffic is sort of something that you say after the fact. So if you were telling me, like, maybe if we had a meeting at the same time in the morning and you just drove in, then that works. Oh, I need some spare time due to the traffic. But if you're telling me kind of in general, then you can't really use due to the traffic. It's just I need some spare time because of the traffic. Yeah. And then you said, as I know from May 1st, a holiday. Actually, this gets overused a lot in Korea. People say, as I know, as I know. We actually don't really say that. So I would recommend My wife says it too, actually. Yeah. Anyways, but I would recommend saying, as far as I'm aware. As far as I'm aware, or you might sound better if you say it to someone else. You may know, or you might have heard. You might have heard that May 1st is a holiday. In my case, the recommendation from a friend or family, because the root joined this talk sharp, in my opinion or in my experience, I take word of mouth very seriously. Word of mouth is what that's called. So anytime that you hear any kind of people are speaking about something, their experience with they bought something and they highly recommend it to you, that's word of mouth. Yeah. Misan?
Yes.
We have to look into it. When you were talking about the next presidential candidate, we have to dig deeper. Digging deeper, digging deeper is kind of like investigating. Yeah, we have to dig deeper. I heard that the immigrated people to the USA didn't vote as well. I heard that there was some voter fraud committed over the. I think you're referring to the expatriates. People that are American citizens that don't live in the U.S. are called expatriates, expats for short. So technically, I'm an expatriate. So that's what you're referring to, I think. Sohyun, you said there is biking. Biking is a separate place alone. Near the Children's Grand Park, there is a bike track. I'm gonna talking about our customers of our product. I'm going to share some information about who we market our products to. And then you said very succeeded. It's actually very successful. And then you said both ear disabled. They were impaired in both ears. Impaired. IMPAIRED. Yeah, impaired. Hyewon, I'm sorry I only got one from you today. At the bottom of 9 games, they won only 1. After 9 games, they only won 1 game, or they won at 1 out of 9 games. Yeon, maybe it's unique items, so maybe people want to get more. When there's a product or an item that's very unique, we usually call that a niche. It has a niche, N-I-C-H-E. So maybe this item has a niche. Yeah.
N-I-C-H.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Niche.
Yeah. So people want to get that because of its niche, N-I-C-H-E. So a niche is like how your product or service is different than others, and that's why people want it. So I always tell people whenever people ask me about like classes, I always tell people that I have professional experience along with a business degree or economics and business degree, and that there's not that many people who teach English and business that have that kind of professional experience. So that's my niche here. There are other business English teachers, but they don't have the experience. So that's why I say that's my niche, something that makes me unique, just like the products. And then last, you said, it's very funny there are advertisements. The advertisements are very funny, or they show a lot of creative advertisements. And that's all.